And good it's actually good late afternoon here, folks. About mid-afternoon, actually, here for you folks. How you folks doing today? Dark Hero GC Blues 2. Sorry for no video for quite a while. I tell you, I've been busy doing my job and stuff, but I have got everything updated. And you will get everything. You will get the results from the 26th all the way through last night, including one game that is already done, but I don't have the information for that. You will get that later tonight with the post-game report for today. So let's get right into it. These are the results from the 26th, a review for the 26th, all the way through the 29th last night. Here we go. Starting out, Pittsburgh went to Boston. Pittsburgh entering the matchup was 4-2-0 and 8 points, with Boston being 3-1-1 and 7 points. And this game had to go to overtime with the final score: Boston 3, Pittsburgh 2. Shots on goal were 36 for Boston, the Penguins 36. Bruins were 1 for 3 on the power play, with the Pens not scoring on the power play, so the Bruins killed every penalty over 6. A very important point for the Bruins, or actually a very important point for the Pens. They did at least get a point, but Boston picked up 2 points for that game. Next is the Rangers at Buffalo entering the matchup. New York was the Rangers, that is, were 1-3-1 and 4 points, with the Sabres 2-3-1 and 5 points, and at the end of 60 minutes. You want to know? Yep. Say to you two, buddy. You say hi to him? What, you want more time? You want more time? We got some rain going on here, folks, so bear with me. There you go. I don't know why this looks white. I don't know why this purple looks white. We'll figure it out. There's a purple, not white. Where was I? Sparky's here, by the way, folks. I opened up the window so you can look out, and as you can tell, it's a little cloudy here, but I'm trying to get some more natural light in here, so it is good. Look out! Look outside. So I got problems with some things. Alright, the Rangers were 1-3-1, 4 points. Buffalo was 2-3-1, 5 points. Within the 60 minutes, the Sabres beat the Rangers 3-2. Shots on goal were 24 for the Sabres, 30 for the Rangers, 2 for 4 on a power play for Buffalo, with the Rangers being 0 for 3. Next was New Jersey at home against the Flyers. Philadelphia entering the matchup. Philadelphia was 3-2-1 and 7 points. New Jersey was 3-1-1 and 7 points. At the end of 60 minutes, the Flyers beat the Devils 5-3. Entering the matchup, the shots on goal were 31 for the Flyers and 26 for the Devils. Philadelphia was 2 for 5 on the power play. The Devils were 0 for 1 on the power play. So, way to go for the Flyers. But was that the only one they got? We'll find out. Next was the New York Islanders at Washington entering the matchup. The Isles were 3-2 and 0 and 6 points. Washington was 3-0 and 3 and 9 points after the 60 minutes. The Islanders lose to the Caps 3-2. Shots on goal were 37 for the Caps. Isles were 34 shots with a 1 for 2 power play for Washington, and the Islanders were 0 for 3. 11 points now for, after that game, the Washington Capitals had 11 points. So it's looking pretty good. This game was postponed because of COVID in Carolina. Tampa and Carolina. They did get a chance to play at least one game against each other, which I will get to later. But entering the matchup, Carolina was 2-1-0 and 4 points. Tampa was 3-1-0 and 6 points. So next we have Florida at Columbus. This game did go to a shootout. Enter the matchup. The Panthers were 2-0-0 and 4 points, with Columbus being 2-2-2 and 6 points. Come on. Actually, look these up, folks. I literally looked these up, write them on these sheets, and that's how I report to you. Okay, so if you think I'm lying, here's everything for you. By the way, you can actually get these sheets. If you want these sheets, let me know. I'll probably sell them for $5. They're great sheets to have. If you want them, you let me know what sheet you want. I'll remind you guys what sheets are available, and if you guys want one, you can see the stats. So, also try to help me improve my sheets. Okay, and like I said, this game went to a shootout. The shootout results were: Florida went 2 for 5, Columbus went 1 for 5, and the win went to the Panthers by a final score of 4-3. Shots on goal were 31 for the Panthers, 22 for the Blue Jackets. 0 for 3 on the power play was Florida, with Columbus being 0 for 6. Both teams did pick up a point, but the Panthers pick up the additional point to win and move on. Then this game went to overtime. This was Chicago at Nashville. Entering the matchup, the Blackhawks were 2-3-1 and 5 points, with Nashville at 2-3-0 and 4 points. And once again, this went into an extra period, overtime, with the Preds winning 3-2. Shots on goal were the Preds. The Preds had 39 shots on goal. The Blackhawks had 20. 0 for 4 in the power play for Nashville, with the Blackhawks a 1 for 2 power play. Both teams pick up a point, but Nashville picks up that very important 2. So good, way to go, Nashville. I'm glad you guys won. Yes. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3. 3 wins so far for me for the 26. Can I continue? Next was Winnipeg at home against Edmonton. Entering the matchup, Edmonton was 3-4-0 and 6 points, with Winnipeg 4-2-0 and 8 points at the end of 60 minutes. The Winnipeg Jets clobbered the Edmonton Oilers by a score of 6-4. They spanked them. Shots on goal were the Jets 33, Edmonton 26. Jets had a 1 for 5 power play with the Oilers 2 for 2. So that's pretty cool. Next, LA at Minnesota entered the matchup. LA was 2-2-2 and 6 points, with Minnesota being 4-2-0 and 8 points. And at the end of 60 minutes, the Kings beat the Wild 2-1. Shots on goal were the Kings 21, Wild 33. Both teams were 0 for 3 on the power play. Next was Detroit at Dallas. Entering the match, Detroit was 2-4-0 and 4 points. Dallas was 2-0-0 and 4 points. Wow, what's going on? That is a fire engine I'm hearing. And at the end of the extra time, Dallas beats Detroit 2-1. Shots on goal were 22 for the Stars, 21 for the Red Wings, 1 for 4 on the power play for the Stars, with Detroit being 0 for 3. So Dallas picks up their third win of the year. A very important 2 points. They get a point for going to overtime. Detroit gets that point, but you know what, though? Let me tell you something. Dallas is not fooling around. And Dallas has surprised me, even though they get an incomplete on their report card because of the COVID. That's right, they're incomplete because some games did get canceled because of COVID. So that's why they get an I, and Carolina gets an I. So you already know 2 grades when the January report card comes out. And by the way, I'll make that sheet today. You'll get that, okay? And by the way, that report card will be Monday. Yeah. Next is St. Louis against the Knights. Entering the matchup, the Blues were 3-2-1 and 7 points. The Knights 5-1 and 0 and 10 points. At the end of 60 minutes, then they went 65 minutes. Still no score. Went to a shootout. The results of the shootout were it went 3 rounds. Blues went 2 for 3. And the Knights went 1 for 3. Blues get the extra point or the extra goal for the final score 5-4. Way to go, Blues. Shots on goal were 25 for the Blues, the Knights 46. With a 1 for 5 power play for St. Louis and a 1 for 6 power play for the Knights. The Blues did pick up the second point, put them at 9 in their 4th win of the year. This gives Vegas their first OTL of the year, but they pick up a point for that. Next is Toronto at Calgary. Toronto entered the matchup was 5-2-0 and 10 points. Calgary was 2-1-1 and 5 points at the end of 60 minutes. Toronto Maple Leafs beat the Calgary Flames 4-3. Shots on goal were 21 for the Maple Leafs. The Flames had 26. Toronto was 2 for 1 on the power play with Calgary 1 for 4. Gonna find this sheet. I could look at that on this one. I'm wearing the purple jersey. Okay. That's a lot of sheets. No, it's not any stick, it's just a of paper, but believe it or not, it's how can you do your NHL report if you don't have sheets typed up, right? Alright, next was San Jose at Colorado. Entered the matchup. Both teams were 3-0 and 6 points. And at the end of 16 minutes, the Colorado Avalanche beat the San Jose Sharks 7-3. I mean, they smeared them. I mean, they literally wiped their faces. Here we go. Shots on goal. The Avs had 42 shots on goal. Sharks had 30 shots. The Avalanche were 1 for 5 on the power play with Colorado killing every penalty. San Jose was 0 for 5. Now, folks, they're saying about the Knights, about the Sharks. They probably will get a chance to play in their home arena coming up. St. Clair County has a no contact sport ban going on right now. But they're from what's going on, they're saying sometime in February that they probably early February they'll be in the building playing the game. So way to go, Sharks! That's hopefully they do. The final game on the 26th was Anaheim taking on Arizona. Anaheim had a going into the game a 2-2-2-6 record with 6 points. And Arizona had a 2-3-1 record and 5 points at the end of 60 minutes. Anaheim beats the Coyotes 1-0. Shut up. Shots to go were 24 for the Ducks, 31 for the Coyotes. Both teams did not score on the power play. Anaheim being 0 for 1, Coyotes 0 for 3. So that did it for that. Now the one game, there were 2 games Monday, Wednesday. Starting with Chicago and Nashville. Chicago was 2-3-2 and 6 points, with Nashville being 3-3-0 and 6 points. And this game had to go to a shootout. Shootout results were 0 for 3 for Chicago. Nashville 1 for 3. Nashville wins 2-1. Stats were shots on goal 42 for the Preds, 30 for the Blackhawks. Both teams were 0 for 4 in the power play. Chicago picks up a very important point, but Nashville picks up 2. So let's get going. And the final game from Wednesday was Ottawa and Vancouver entering the matchup. Ottawa was 4-1 and 3 points. Vancouver was 3-5-0 and 6 points, and at the end of 60 minutes, the Canucks just wiped the floor with the Sens 5-1. 5-1. By the way, I don't know if you've actually seen some of these videos online. For you people who live out of town, we have a station called 5 on Your Side, but it's called KSDK, but they call themselves 5 on Your Side. And they have the same with 5 is number 1, but people go 5. Like censor. Channel 5 is number 1. That's what it's not 6. It's 5, number 1. Look it up. It's KCK outros with kids going. This is what I say. Holy dude. Hey guy. I'm saying shout out. Let's get right into it. Shots on goal were 35 for the Canucks, Sens 43. The Canucks were 1 for 3 on the power play, and Ottawa was 1 for 4 on the power play. So now let's get to games on the 28th. So let's get into it. This is from Thursday, by the way. Pittsburgh at Boston. You gotta remember, these are back-to-backs. Different season, so you got a lot of back-to-backs. Pittsburgh at Boston. Once again, entering the matchup, Pittsburgh was 4-2-1 and 9 points, and Boston was 4-1-1 and 9 points. And at the end of 60 minutes, Bruins beat the Pens 4-1. Shots on goal, Bruins were 20, Pittsburgh was 17. Pittsburgh was 1 for 2 on the power play with the Bruins. Sorry. The Bruins were 1 for 2 on the power play with the Pens being 1 for 3 on the power play. So that, boy. Next was the Rangers at Buffalo entered the matchup. Rangers were 1-4-1 with 3 points. Buffalo was 3-3-1 and 7 points, and at the end of 60 minutes, they needed to do an extra overtime, send it up overtime. Final score was Rangers 3, Sabres 2. Shots on goal was 39 for the Rangers. Sabres had 25. Rangers were 0 for 3 on the power play, with Buffalo being 1 for 4 on the power play. So, despite the 1 point for Buffalo, the Rangers get that important 2, give them their second win of the year. But did they win more? We'll find out. We'll get into further. Actually, I can tell you. No, they did not play last night. That's alright. I gotta keep you guys entertained a little bit, right? Oh, what scares me, Mr. Pyramid, you have to be careful. Not even my own brother can save you, because I will hold you ransom for $1 million. Yes, my own brother Austin Powers came to save you. I paid David, brother. Sorry. I gotta give you a little more entertainment, right? As I did this. The video's now over 22 minutes. Okay. Next was the Flyers at the Devils. Flyers entering the matchup were 4-2-1 and 9 points. The Devils were 3-2-1 and 7 points, and at the end of 60 minutes, Philadelphia beats the Devils, New Jersey Devils, that is, 3-1. Shots on goal were 17 for the Flyers, the Devils 34, and Philly was 0 for 10 on the power play, with New Jersey being 0 for 4 on the power play. By the way, I'm looking at a game from last night that they're showing on the NHL Network. Team I don't like. By the way, AT&T Universe, right? By the way, I need to tell you this. You guys are going to be shocked about this. Me and my dad, when we got Uverse, we found out, well, my dad found out, we were the last people to get Uverse ever in the city. So, there's no more Uverse. But it's still around for people who still have it, We're the last ones. Kind of weird, isn't it? Let's continue this. Next was the Flyers at Washington. Entering the matchup, the Islanders were 3-3-0 and 6 points. Washington was 4-0-3 and 11 points. And at the end of 60 minutes, the Caps just smeared the Isles 6-3. Shots on goal were 23 for the Caps, 30 for the Isles, 2 for 3 for the power play for Washington, with the Isles being 1 for 3. Fifth point for Washington. Tampa Bay was at Carolina. Tampa Bay finally gets a chance to take on Carolina. The protocols were over in Carolina, so they finally get a chance to play. And into the matchup, Tampa was 3-1-0 and 6 points. Carolina was 2-1-0 and 4 points. At the end of 60 minutes, had to go to overtime, but when done, there was no rush in Carolina. Carolina wins 1-0. Shots on goal were 35 for Carolina. That's the Hurricanes. Tampa was 32. No team scored on a power play, with the Canes being 0 for 4 and the Lightning 0 for 3 on the power play. Well, this gives Carolina their third win of the season. Anything can still happen, folks. Neighbors outside. Like I said, it's raining here. Clearly, it is raining here. I don't know if you can probably see it. There was literally raindrops on my window. You can probably hear it. It's in my roof. I got raindrops on this window. So, alright. Put back on the lamp. Read. I got a light coming in. I mainly got him open for so he can look out. See, I got them on for mainly him. I got these up. I got both blinds up mainly for him, so he can look out. But you're a little piece of chicken, aren't you? No, you're nothing but chicken. Is that what I gotta put up with sometimes? Dog. So, I know you guys are saying stuff about the posters. I know you guys keep asking and want to know about them. These are posters I won at a carnival. These posters are here: Beyonce and Concora, Selena Gomez. And right there, you see, there's my Vladimir single plaque, my Dale Jr. plaque, my Dale Jr. poster, and I got Kurt Warner right by me, and I got a poster I used to work when I was at the Dome. I got a Michael Jordan plaque. Then this one, I got through Wizard, sent a money order to get. That's the actual money poster with Angelina Jolie as Tomb Raider. This one I got through Dave's Moves and More. It was a video store here in my area. They're out of business and there's no more of them. But this was, they had a free giveaway. They were giving away posters for free. I mean, even if you didn't buy anything, you can get one. But if you bought something like some candy they had, or you rented a movie, you get two. Well, I got me one. I got me one for the money with Catherine Hagel. It's not much, but you know what though? What the heck, right? I like movie posters. And on this side of my room, I actually have another theatrical movie poster. It's an actual one. It is James Bond. I'm a big Bond fan. And I actually have Skyfall movie poster here in my room. Really. Let's get back into this. I know this video is running long, but I'll tell you about it. Next was Florida at Columbus. Into the matchup, Florida was 3-0-0 and 6 points. Columbus was 2-3 and 7 points. And at the end of 60 minutes, it had to go into overtime. No score in overtime. This game ended in a shootout. And the shootout, Columbus was 1 for 4. Florida was 0 for 4. That gives Columbus the win of the final score 3-2. Shots on goal were 31 for Columbus, Florida 35. Blue Jackets were 1 for 3 on the power play, with the Panthers being 0 for 1. Now, this does give Florida a point, but Columbus got the very important 2. Way to go. Next was LA at Minnesota. Entering the matchup, LA was 3-2-2 and 8 points. Minnesota was 4-3-0 and 8 points as well. At the end of 60 minutes, the Wild beat LA by a score of 5-3. Shots on goal were the Wild 28, the Kings 35. 0 for 4 on the power play for Minnesota. LA was 2 for 7 on the power play. They're important 2 points for the Wild. They're doing good. That gives them their 5th win of the year. Was that the only win they have so far? I'll tell you when we get to it. Next was Detroit at Dallas. Detroit entered the matchup was 2-4-1 5 points. Dallas was undefeated at 3-0-0 and 6 points in at the end of 60 minutes. Dallas has surprised me. They are incomplete. They have surprised me. They have won. They smeared the Red Wings 7-3. Shots on goal. Stars were 29. The Red Wings 23. Shots on goal were in the power play. Dallas 1 for 3. Detroit 1 for 7. So another 2 points, even though they were not playing for a while because of COVID. But way to go for the Stars. And this game did get postponed on Thursday because of COVID. It was the Blues at the Knights. Now, here's the thing. The Knights had front office people as their coaches on the game Tuesday night. Believe it or not. And the game was in jeopardy because after the game, everything was shut down in Vegas. The arena and the practice facility, everything was shut down in Vegas, and the game did get postponed. So entering the matchup, St. Louis was 4-2-1 with 9 points. And Vegas had 11 points with a record of 5-1-1. And see, I write no game, COVID, and wherever. And see what the But the Blues are back at it for tonight, which I'll get to. So, and the Knights, they are not, though. Their game is, they're not back at it for a while because of COVID. And I'll get to that down the road. But I want you to know this. The Knights games, some Knights games have been postponed already, which we will get to later down the road. But from what I have seen on NHL.com, they're scheduled to be back February 5th. February 5th. Next to San Jose at Colorado. Entering the matchup, San Jose was 3-4-0 and 6 points. In Colorado was 4-3-0 and 8 points. And at the end of 60 minutes, the Crocodile, because of their owner, that's why I call them the Crocodile, beat the Sharks 3-0. Shots on goal, Avalanche were 38 shots with San Jose 21. Avs were 1 for 4 in the power play with the Sharks 0 for 4. That's another sheet and another signature. All right. Next was Anaheim at Arizona. Anaheim was 3-2-2 and 8 points, with Arizona being at 2-4-1 and 5 points. And at the end of 16 minutes, the Coyotes beat the Ducks 3-2. Shots on goal were Coyotes 34, Ducks 16. Both teams did score on power play, with Coyotes 1 for 5 on the power play, and Anaheim 1 for 2. So 2 points, big 2 points for Arizona. Next was Ottawa at Vancouver. Entering the matchup, Vancouver was 1-5-1 with 3 points, and Vancouver was 4-5-0 and 8 points. And at the end of 60 minutes, wow, Vancouver just smeared the Sens 4-1. Shots on goal were 25 for the Canucks, Sens 37, with Vancouver at 1 for 4 on the power play, Ottawa 0 for 5 on the power play. So very important 2 points for Vancouver. The Canucks just cannot, the Sens cannot get a break. I don't know what it is. The Sens cannot get a break. That's their 6th loss this season. They are 1-6-1 now. And you pretty much know what grade I'm going to give them in the report card, the January report card. You know what they're going to get, pretty much. I'm just letting you figure it out, okay? What grade they're going to get. And you pretty much know the grade the Blues are going to get. You pretty much know all the grades that every team's going to get. Except for Carolina and Dallas, they both got eyes. That's are incomplete. But you pretty much know all the other teams' grades. And final game of the night on the 28th was Toronto and Edmonton. Entered the matchup, Toronto was 6-2-0 and 12 points. Edmonton was 3-5-0 and 6 points. At the end of 60 minutes, Toronto beat Edmonton by a final score of 4-3. Shots on goal were the Maple Leafs 27, the Oilers 29. Toronto was 2 for 4 on the power play, and Edmonton was 2 for 7 on the power play. Toronto picked up their 14th point. Wow. And the game last night, which was on NHL Network, a repeat of it. Columbus at Chicago entered the matchup. Columbus was 3-2-3 and 9 points, with Chicago being 2-3-3 and 7 points. And at the end of 60 minutes, the Blue Jackets beat the Blackhawks by a score of 2-1. Shots on goal, the Blue Jackets were 27, with the Blackhawks 32. Columbus with 1 for 2 power play, with Chicago being 1 for 3 on power play. Way to go. Oh, by the way, for the 26, I was able to get 1. I was able to get the Buffalo game right. Washington, Nashville, Dallas, the Blues, Toronto, that's 6. That was 6, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 games. I was able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I was able, and 8. I was able to get 8 of them right. That put me at 19 for that go around. 19 for 28. That's not bad. Alright, now let's get into the picks and the games for tonight. Now remember, once again, check your listings for teams and station in your area to know about. Now this game's already final. I'll give you the score, but I don't have the shots on goal for it. I do have the shots on goal, but I don't have the power play balance. I can still give you the shots on goal, and later on I will give you the power play for it and stuff. Enter the matchup. First off, it was Buffalo at home against the New Jersey Devils. Enter the matchup. Devils were 3-1 and 7 points. Buffalo was 3-2 and 8 points, and this game had to go to the shootout. Shootout results were Sabres 1 for 3, Devils 0 for 3. But the Jersey Devils picked up a point. Final score was 4-3. Shots on goal were Buffalo 31, Devils 34. Like I said, I don't have the power play for it, so I'll give you that later tonight. So let's get into it. Toronto at Edmonton. Entering the matchup, Toronto is 7-2-0 and 14 points. Edmonton is 3-6-0 and 6 points. You know what? I'm going Toronto. Toronto's doing good, especially with the 14 points they have. I'm going Toronto. Next is Pittsburgh at the Rangers. Pittsburgh is 4-3-1 and 9 points. The Rangers are 2-4-1 and 5 points. I'm going Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh can do it. Let you see my dots so far. Okay. Blue pen. Next is the Islanders, the New York Islanders, on the road against Philadelphia. Entering the matchup, the Isles are 3-4-2 or 3-4-0 and 6 points. Philly is 5-2-1 and 11 points. I'm going Philly. I think Philly can do it. I think they, with the 11 points they have, I think they'll do it. So that's what I'm going for. Next is Boston at Washington. Boston is 5-1-1 and 11 points. Washington is 5-0-3 and 13 points. I'm going to go. Charles taking on his own team. I'm going Washington. I think Washington will beat Boston, so that's what I'm going with. I'm going with Boston. Next is Dallas at Carolina. Entering the matchup, Dallas is 4-0-0 and 8 points. Carolina is 4-3-0 and 6 points. And at the end, Dallas has surprised me. So I'm gonna go with Dallas. I'm gonna go with Dallas on this one. Two teams that had COVID, I'm going with Dallas because they're undefeated. So we'll see what can happen. Next is Nashville at Tampa. Entering the matchup, Nashville is 4-3-0 and 8 points, with Tampa being 3-1-1 and 7 points. You know what? I'm going Nashville. I think Nashville can do it. Next is Florida at Detroit. Florida is 3-0-1 and 7 points. Detroit is 2-5-1 and 5 points. I'm going Florida. I think Florida will do it. So next is Calgary at Montreal. Calgary at Montreal. Entering the matchup, Calgary is 2-3-1 and 5 points, with Montreal being 5-0-2 and 12 points. I'm going Montreal. Next is Colorado at Minnesota. Colorado is 5-3-0 and 10 points. So is Minnesota. Both teams are 5-3-0. I'm going Minnesota because I don't like Colorado, even though they got a few players that I like. a player that I like, but I will never root for the Avalanche because of their owner. Next, the Blues are in Anaheim. Entering the matchup, Blues are 4-2-1 and 9 points, with Anaheim being 3-3 and 2 and 8 points. Of course, you know who I'm going to go for. Go for the Blues. No doubt about it. I'm not turning my back on the Blues. I will never turn my back on the Blues. And finally, Vancouver, Winnipeg. Vancouver is 2-3-1 and 5 points, with Winnipeg being 5-2-0 and 10 points. And Vancouver's been surprising me, but I'm going to go Winnipeg. I think Winnipeg will do it. And that's it, folks. This is the longest video I have uploaded on YouTube. So that will do it. I'll see you guys later tonight for the post-game report. There will definitely be a post-game report. I guarantee it. There will be one tonight. I'll see you guys around. Until then, everyone, please stay safe. Take care. And remember, if you guys go out, wear a mask, do social distancing, and we will get by this. And if you guys can get the vaccine because it will help you. And we will get by this, folks. Literally, we will get by this, and we'll be back to normal before you know it. I love you guys a lot. Stay safe, and I'll talk to you guys later tonight.